Hello, Collective. Wendy Joy, Love and Light. I don't know if you've been experiencing roadblocks or setbacks or diversions or maybe even intrusive thoughts in your mindset, in your existence, in your energy, in your direct path. But I know that I have. And it's been an ongoing situation with me where spiritual attacks have been sent to me since I started to speak outwardly and openly and invite encouragement to touch the lives of the masses, to let everyone know that they have worth and that their dreams and their path aren't to be stuffed in a pocket and forgotten about, but it's to be embraced and it's to be explored. And that when we do this and we explore the unknown, when we dig down to the depths of us to find out what truly makes us tick, to allow remembrance to flood into our field, spiritual attacks will become fierce and almost repetitive, where you think that you cleared the energy and then again here it comes again right back to hit you some more. And this is designed purposely so that you feel discouraged on one type of a level because of the constant attacks being sent your way. That maybe you might become very tired and decide that you don't want to play. But my team has been sending me encouraging messages and synchronicities, symbols, visions, and whispered songs of frequencies, tones, and pitches. And my energy resonates and relates, and it seems very encouraging to receive all of this abundance from, your spirit team. But that only is a positive when it doesn't have any stipulations or conditions, or doesn't tell you that you have to give one thing up in order to achieve another. That's the simulation, that's the matrix, that's the glitches. When things start screwing up, especially when you're very close to receiving your timeline, that because I, also learned real quick, real fast, that our timeline on the 3D plane is certainly not the timeline of the spiritual realm. And although you seem like you're walking for miles and miles and miles with no end in sight, just the vision that when all the cycles end, that the new cycles begin with triumph and perseverance and your new timeline. Mine too. Well, in between the stretch of, I don't want to say being tested, but you're being tested from both sides to see if your resilience and your commitment to your choice is, where you put your motion and your movement in, or if you allow the illusions that, the road is just too long, it's too far, it's too hard, you're walking in circles, whatever those intrusive thoughts may be, regardless of what you may, feel when they come to you. Like, are those feelings coming at a trying time? Are they coming at a happy time? Because those are both perfect times that these energies try to influence. Because if you're too happy, then they want to see you lowered. And if you are low, right where they want you, then they want to keep you caught. So it's a never-ending revolving cycle if you don't see that you have the power to use your words and your motions and your movements to push it away, to reject it, to let it just flow right through, right? Retaining the understanding that this is happening, but not to you, but for you to witness, so that when other more trying things occur, you don't react, you reflect and then respond, right? And that's pretty much, having a pivoted perception, where you don't blurt out the first thing that you feel, you think, or, you're directed toward. If it's not balanced and harmonized, because that's the key. Remaining balanced within your spirituality, within your 3D life, within your goals, within your path, within your emotion and your movement, balance and harmony is most definitely the key. And I can see this very strongly affecting me, trying to trip me up and push me down. And if this is happening to you, do reach out, because collectively we have more power than we do individually. Because when we come as a collective, we come as a greater force with more directed energy toward love and light, compassion, empathy, interconnectivity, unity, right? Wholenessness, fullnessness, the balance, the harmony. The Creator is encouraging both you and me. And I've been seeing this more intensely those last few weeks, because the negative energies, the spiritual attacks that are being landed upon me one after the other is very exhausting if I let it control me, but I don't. And as much as those intrusive thoughts or outright debauchery lands at my feet, I don't look at it that, it's going to hurt me, harm me, or put me back. I look at it as it's going to give me more determination to make a greater impact in the position that I have within my own self, my own structure, my own environment. Because although I have the collective, positive, loving energies of you, the collective, with me, as I stand with you, sharing positivity, and in, offering higher frequency through whatever modality that we use, right, in order to achieve the bliss that we may desire, like the peace that lays within, the knowing that you are part of a greater picture, and that you're a very important contributor to the entire tapestry. And when we link together, that makes that journey so much easier, because the energy is positive and flowing, and it's providing insight, clarity, even more wisdom or knowledge, or even the ability to use your discernment when the time comes that choices need to be chosen. And what I see in my existence is that the spiritual attacks, they not only come in the realms that we can't see, but they're also coming in a tangible form. And for whatever reason, whatever, whoever, however, all of my assets were stolen. They were used. They were gone. They're abused. Whoever managed to, I don't even know how, but there were accounts that were fraudulently set up underneath my banking information. How that was received, obtained, I don't know. No one seems to have an answer, although it's still in dispute and it's still being investigated. But more than likely, a good $10,000 was taken from me without me knowing it. And that was my fault, because I was more focused on my healing and my journey than I was about the tangible assets that I knew I needed in order to sustain my existence without a job per se, right? Working for, another company or entity or situation in order to receive what it is that they feel that your value is. Well, I wasn't working for 3 years at all. I was working on writing my books, and I invested in me, and I had them published, and that was a huge expense I never expected to be involved with. And once I was in, it didn't pay to get out, because then that would have meant that I would have lost my investment. So I had to continue to invest, and not only in my spirituality, which is always an asset. There's never any way to go wrong with that when you're on the positive side of life, right? In the loving, most highest frequency, when you remember that you're an emanation from the monad and the plenoma, right? Never anything wrong with that. But my physical health, my getting my mobility back and my sight back and my clear thoughts back, that's a definite abundant asset that I have in my bag. So I was able to get to this point and enhance, evolve, develop my spiritual connection. The knowledge came to me and filled in the blanks and made everything make sense. And I understood, why I'm here on a larger scale. And my body healing and my stamina, my age, my poise, regressing, right? Like I'm aging backwards. I'm not aging forward. I don't look my age. I don't act my age. And I don't believe that any age defines what you can provide, what you offer, and what you actually are created to provide to the world. I mean, everybody was created to provide their light, and everybody created a contract that they wanted to enhance and learn and grow from. And when you share that outwardly, then you're taking your vulnerability that could be trying it sometimes and showing it to the world, putting it out there, letting everyone know that no matter what road was taken, no matter what lessons were gained, that the value and the wisdom of the knowledge is always an added asset when you realize that everything you experience in life is to help aid your growth and development. Nothing has been sent or directed, positive and pure, to hurt, harm, or hinder. But that doesn't mean that those energies don't exist, because they do. So, and I'm a good example of that. I was misled during a vulnerable part in my life where I was counting on making alliances and partnerships in order to assist me on my journey. And that didn't quite work out exactly how I thought it would in the time frame I had once imagined. That's how I know that what we want on the 3D may take up to a year, maybe even longer, for it to show in our timeline, divinely provided through the steps that we're led to lead, right? Now, I've always been forthright. I've always been very truthful. I've always been very honest, not only with me, but with you too. And I've always responded in a balanced, I've always tried to respond in a balanced, harmonized way. That wasn't always the case. You know, there were different lessons that I needed to learn, and sometimes I had to get burned. And I don't know if this is one of them. I don't think so. I don't think that I was, guided and geared to come this far, to provide so much encouragement and vulnerability, to show that there's always an opportunity to turn your life around, to, right your wrongs, to straighten out your road, and to elevate to the highest, version of you. And what I'm coming to see is that as all of these entities are throwing their daggers at me, that I'm not embracing any type of dismay or any type of upsetment. And I certainly don't feel that my path is blocked or that I'm being permanently shielded from my destiny. And if my electricity gets turned off because I don't have any more assets, they were all taken. Well, that's not true. I was left enough money to keep my bank account open so that I could receive my earnings, if you will, or my book sales, or my customized partnership arrangements. And I even have a situation set up with PayPal in order to make sure that there's always a basket at the bottom of my, like a bottom at the end of my basket, so that nobody gets lost or dropped or misplaced, and everything is held within the light and the love that I am offering. But I don't have control over everything. And unfortunately, when you, well, we'll use me as an example. When you have resources and you use them through investment, and then, thievery comes around and the rest are stolen, and then you're left with a big hole in your bag, does that mean that you give up? Or does that mean that you go for a different avenue? Maybe just a link, if you will, in order to re-net the safety basket, right? So that everything is contained. And you don't have to go too far, start from the beginning every single time. But that you have a structure, a foundation that you can always build from. And that's what my books are. That's my foundation. That's what my website is. And we just started working on my Google panel, which will help get me noted and seen, and maybe even trusted just a little bit more through the visibility that I am providing by the transparency and my vulnerability. I'm not hiding anything. As much as I don't want to leave this video, I think that it's important because this is happening to me in real time. So it very well could be happening to others in real time. But what I do know is that even though I'm not quite sure where my path is going to direct me, I do know that there will be growth, and I do know that there will be more development and evolution within every step I take, because I don't give up. I pivot, I turn, and I look for another avenue. And until people trust what it is that I have to offer, enough to support me by purchasing my material, by signing up for customized partnerships, to allow my experiences and insights and ability to continue to choose, even when it's hard, even when it hurts, even when it feels bad, because you feel alone or isolated, or that daggers are being thrown at you, or that the spiritual attacks are fierce and they don't stop. I'm here to help you because I've endured and I am overcoming. And I use my I am affirmations and I keep my vibration high. And I realize that I am in control. No matter what diversions come my way, I either choose to lay under them or to remove them. And with my clear intent and my positive movement, I will remove them. And I will take my healing, semi-functioning body, and with my spirit team and the grace and the love and the guidance of my Creator from beyond this realm, from who I am a piece of, right? We all are. When we didn't give away our divinity, when we remember who we are and where we came from, that with my team, I will take my walker and I will take a cab or a bus and I will migrate down to the local food store and I will seek employment. And hopefully they will hire me. I did speak to them on the phone, in person. And now my next spiritual attack, well, not next, but continued, is the glitches in my phone. So as much as I try to, set up a login in order to fill out an online application, since apparently everything has to be through the computer and it has to be by your hand to see how much determination you have, or if you're going to give up when, the device that you have to work on is glitching, pushing you out of whatever site that you're trying to log into, prohibiting you from, the clarity of the connect between what your intent is and what energy is trying to prohibit you. So I'm looking at, walking outside of that box. And for the last 4 days, after I located my resume and, tweaked it and put it into, present condition, I can't seem to log into the damn site and make an account because it keeps telling me that I already have an account, but I can't access it because I don't remember the password because it was changed so many times. or my fingers hit the wrong key. I don't know. I really don't know. It's frustrating. But you know what? I'll figure it out. Whether I ask someone to take my information and do it for me because, they've got a device that's not a telephone, maybe like a laptop or a computer or something, where, you know, these things are better suited, I'll work it out. And in the meanwhile, if the help and the aid that I outreached to receive denies me and tells me that there's nothing wrong with me and that I need to get a job and that the only reason that I don't have money is because I didn't, handle it properly, or because I was waiting for a handout. Yeah, I was told those things. I was told those things. And this is coming from government officials. So I can't have disability. I'm not disabled anyway. I'm healing. I can't have welfare because I should get a job. I can't have cash assistance because there's something I can do that, doesn't take my legs to achieve. Okay. But figure it out on your own how you're going to get there. That's what they told me. And I'm waiting now to hear if Crisis will help me offset my electric bill. Because if they will, then maybe they won't shut my electricity off while I am in transformation between having income to from having resources in the form of a bank account, an inheritance that I use to invest in me and in others, actually. But that's here nor there. And then have no more resources until I get more resources. What a vicious cycle. And that's set up this way on purpose, because that's the inversion of where we live, where we have access to free energy. We have access to free electricity. We don't have to pay anybody for it. It's copper and zinc, and it's wired to your house. And it's maybe magnets too. It's earth energy. And, it's all conductivity. And we're part of this. But you see, somewhere along the line, ambitious people centered on greed and control decided that we should have to pay to receive the energies that are natural and resourceful within the earth and the air around us. But yet, they're going to shut off my electricity because I don't have all the money that they wanted in order to, and it's not even like it's thousands of dollars either. This all started with a $200 I shorted $200. So my bill was $500 for my electricity, and I paid $300. They were like, no, we want that $200. And I'm like, but I don't have it. And they're like, well, we don't care. And then the next month came, and my bill, I could only pay $150 because I had to pay my gas bill. And they're like, well, we don't care. Where's our money? And I'm like, you guys have no compassion and empathy. And this is a deliberate tact that is being used to dissuade or diminish or lessen the reach that we think we have by piling struggle upon us, trying to dampen our energy fields and lower our vibration. So I'm not letting this happen to me. Don't let it happen to you. And I will do the best that I can in order to continue to add positive videos and encouraging messages and guided received knowledge through my insights or experiences for as long as I absolutely can. And if they do cut my electricity, I'll find a way to keep my phone charged, even if I ask my neighbor to help me out, because she's still my friend. She still deals with me. So maybe that might work. But you know what? You'll never know until you try. And you'll never get any further in life if you believe that you are being stopped and halted and that your direction is being removed from your road. Like your passions just the flame put out because of continued trials and tribulations constantly sent. Don't let that happen. Don't bend to their will. Don't lower your vibration. And remember who you are and what you came to do. And even if the road is filled with hidden landmines, you still have the ability to persevere, to pick yourself up, to dust off, and try again. And anyone who would like to help me on my venture to minimize my landmines, to help me make my transition just a little bit easier, maybe as an energy exchange, maybe as a thank you, maybe as a recognition that interconnectivity links us in unity, and together we can make a difference. And should you find the spirit within you to go to my website, to purchase my books, to reach out to me for customized partnerships, encouraging newsletters, to learn, to value, to embrace, and to enhance your worth, please feel free to share that energy with me. I'm not asking anybody to give me their money. I'm not asking anybody to, make my journey less by receiving gifts of blessings. But positive energy comes in a lot of different forms. And when we share positive energy in the form in which that we are able to provide, then that itself keeps the vibration at a constant upward rising level. And that's what most of us are here to do, to keep the frequency from dropping by just being you. And I will thank you in advance for reaching out, for buying my material, for supporting me, for donating to the channel, for helping me keep my electricity on, for helping me keep the messages clear and continual, and to help me continue publishing the books that will add a legacy of benefit, because printed material is here forever. And that's why I made it a point to put my words in the form of books so that they will never be lost. They will never be erased. They will never be dismantled by any algorithm or computer simulated energy looking to conceal the message that I have to offer that's divinely sent. And that message is for everyone to embrace, enhance, and remember. Divinity lays within us. We are divinity. We are all aspects of the monad, the plenoma, the unknowing, all-knowing, intellectual, can't touch, can't see, but definitely feel, resonate and vibrate within each and every one of us that has a light essence, that has a fire, a passion, a desire, and together we will conquer and right the wrongs and add doable solutions that offer encouraging, uplifting, positive energy to everyone everywhere. My lovely collective, thank you. Thank you for whatever it is that you do in order to hold the frequency, to keep your vibration strong. And should you decide to send some of those blessings my way in whatever form or fashion, thank you. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for supporting my mission. Thank you for allowing me the ability to provide you all the love and all the encouragement that I get every single day in waves to share with you, to brighten your world just like mine is brightened, just by being here with you, just by being here with me, just by being here with Mother Earth, adding love and light and positive forward motion. May the spirit of Christ consciousness touch everyone, everywhere. And may you remember that you are a piece of the divinity that you are created to embrace, to remember. I love you. Oh, and FYI, I'll find out on the 17th or the 18th if they're going to help me with some type of crisis. And if not, on the 20th, more than likely, the lights are going to go out until I'm able to work it all out. Thank you. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for being here, period. Thank you for remembering who you are. And thank you for digging down deep to discover all the best parts that you have been, you are, and you always will be.